I want to begin tonight by talking about what seems to me to be one of the biggest buzzwords among Jewish institutions these days, no less institutions in general, and that word, you've probably heard it, is inclusion. This word initially referred to efforts to create access for those with disabilities, a long-standing priority here for us at NSCI. But in its broadest sense, inclusion is a value with a much wider reach, as at its heart, it means welcoming and incorporating diverse people and needs into a community, helping those on the outside to be and to feel more accepted on the inside. But I'd like to suggest that if we are truly interested in being an inclusive community, we might add something to that definition. In addition to helping create environments that allow everyone to feel a part of them, we need to also honor each individual's needs and truths, and as such, our community must strive to offer experiences and insights that affirm each person's unique experiences and understandings, with the goal of creating a community that truly has a place for everyone. Not to create a community that is one size fits all, but rather to enable everyone to feel acknowledged and known, first and foremost for who they are, and then to see themselves as stakeholders of the community based on who they are as well. To be sure, we all share common traits and interests that unite us. But it is the uniqueness that each of us possesses that enables us to be the incredible community NSCI is. There's a powerful teaching from the Mishnah, the first rabbinic commentary written between 200 BCE and 200 CE, that explains that all humanity descended from the same parents, Adam and Eve. The Mishnah asks, why is this important? And it answers, to show the true greatness of God, who created all of humanity from one set of parents, yet no two are alike. Therefore, the Mishnah concludes that each person is obligated to say, for me, the world was created. Each person has something unique to offer that no one else can give. And at NSCI, we are not all the same. We each make up the multifaceted prism that is the illuminating whole of our sacred community. We do not strive for uniformity here. We strive for unity, amidst and enhanced by our diversity. NSCI has a long history of this sort of inclusion. For example, and for some reason I don't think this is widely known, NSCI was one of the first synagogues on the North Shore to openly officiate at same-sex marriage ceremonies, not only in Chicago, but in our sanctuaries, something that today proves an expected norm among all Reform synagogues, but something we've been doing for, I believe, over 20 years. As such, you may be aware that June marks LGBT Pride Month. That's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender Pride Month, in order to commemorate the 1969 Stonewall riots in Manhattan. What began in 1970, first as Christopher Street Liberation Day and then as Gay Pride Day on the last Sunday of June, now occurs in major cities across the nation, and they've expanded that day to encompass a month-long series of marches and celebrations that attract millions of participants from all over the world. Additionally, memorials are held during this month for those members of the community who have been lost to hate crimes or to HIV/AIDS. The purpose of the commemorative month is to recognize the impact that lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals have had on history, locally, nationally, and internationally. As an inclusive Jewish community, we wanted to take the opportunity this last Shabbat of June, the one closest to the last Sunday of June, to acknowledge and celebrate Pride Month, and in particular our LGBTQI congregants and their family members. Why is this important, you might be thinking? Of note is that Judaism's stance on LGBTQI issues is not what the media and so-called fundamentalists claim. For example, for a little context, the term associated with the so-called sin of male homosexual relationships, there is actually no biblical prohibition against female homosexual relationships, is the very same term that is used to describe the sin of mixing milk and meat or reading a horoscope. Not sure who's complicit in that here, but additionally, regarding homosexuality, should one actually read the biblical narrative of King David and his companion Jonathan, you will find that the language used to describe their relationship is not platonic language, but rather that of romantic and intimate love, the very same that is used to describe the relationships between husbands and wives throughout the Bible. And one other thing. Not only is the first human that is created in the Bible androgynous, meaning that this person possesses both male and female characteristics, but the Mishnah, published in the year 200, reports that there are not just two genders, there are in fact 6. That was written in the year 200. And so for all that we've done at NSCI to create a safe space for our LGBTQI congregants and loved ones, I'd like to suggest that explicit recognition of them is long overdue here. We have so many congregants who identify as LGBTQI who have contributed and continue to contribute to our congregation and the Jewish community and the community at large in powerful and impactful ways. And yet many have shared with us over the years that they often feel not fully seen, not fully known, because these aspects of who they are somehow left out of the conversation or not named with pride by their family members, friends, colleagues, and community members. When we don't speak with pride about those whom we love, we puncture small holes into their souls. Identity cannot be affirmed or injustice challenged by an invisible person. Self-expression and self-determination are indispensable, and they are core to who we are as spiritual peoples, no less as Jews. As the former president of the Reform movement, Rabbi Alexander Schindler, taught, let us learn that God's image is reflected in each and every face. Let us not add to our heartaches by letting ourselves be separated from our people. As Jews, together, let us search through the Torah, the written Torah, and the Torah of life to find those affirmations for which we yearn. We are here as a congregation to celebrate in great pride and joy our LGBTQI congregants and family members, neighbors, and friends. And we are here as allies, knowing the moral imperative to come out in support of our LGBTQI family members, neighbors, and friends. May it be God's will that we all find the fortitude to affirm and celebrate our lives as we continue on this blessed journey together. And so it is with that understanding that every person and family is unique. For those who are comfortable, if you identify as an LGBTQI person, or if you have a loved one or a dear one who identifies as LGBTQI, we invite you, if you are comfortable, to please rise so we can offer you the following blessing. You can follow along with these blessings on the pamphlet inside page. Creator of all of us, you stood firm, reminding us what happened on the 6th day of creation. And God created the human in God's image. In the image of God it was created. Male and female God created them. Until many came to understand that you, God, do not create in vain. You do not create without intent. until many of us came to understand that we too are part of your design, loved equally by you. And the more we have learned and understood, the more has pride returned to our spirit, and the more our spirits have turned to you. We invite everyone to rise as one family of families and join together at the blessing on the top of the 3rd page in your pamphlet. Please read with me. Dear God, in whatever way it comes into our lives, we give thanks for the blessing of family. For our friends and family members, may you be who you are. May you be blessed in all that you are. And for each of us, may we be who we say we are. May we be who we were put on this earth to be. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will.